In this lesson, we're going to review how to identify the theme of a text. A theme is an idea that recurs or pervades a work of literature. Recurs means it repeats, and pervades means that it is seen throughout. So a theme is an idea that repeats itself or is seen throughout a work of literature. Theme is easily remembered as the lesson that the author wants you to take away after reading a poem, a story, or a drama. A theme is expressed as a sentence. Theme is different from topic, and it's important that you don't confuse the two. A topic is one or two words. It's the thing that a work is about. Theme is expressed as a complete sentence. It's a complete thought which can apply to anyone. Your theme will include words from the topic, but not the specific characters in the story. Let's look at an example. You're probably familiar with the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks breaks into a house that she finds in the woods, and she explores the Three Bears' home, sitting in their chairs, eating their food, and eventually falling asleep in the baby bear's bed. When the bears come home, they are quite surprised to find Goldilocks there, and she is surprised to see three bears looking at her. Goldilocks' curiosity led her to do things she should not have done. So a good example for a theme for this story might be, curiosity can often lead you to do things you should not do. A not so great example would be, Goldilocks' curiosity caused her to do something she shouldn't have done. Your theme should not include specific words from the story, such as character names or pronouns that refer to characters in the story. So we wouldn't use the words Goldilocks or her or she. We would make it a generic sentence that can apply to anyone, such as our good example, curiosity can often lead you to do things you should not do. To identify the theme from a story or a drama, make a list of the topics or the major emotions that are expressed in the story. Then think about the characters in the text and what they learned. Then you think about how can what they learned apply to you. And then you write a sentence that expresses that idea or that expresses the lesson learned. Double check it to make sure you did not include any characters' names. Let's walk through this with our text, The Tragedy of Macbeth. Some of the topics that were covered in the drama are loyalty or disloyalty, greed, fear, guilt, revenge, or ambition, the quest of power. We could find examples of these topics throughout the text. So to build our theme, we take these topics and then think about what different characters in the story learned about them. Macbeth learned that his quest for power destroyed his family and ended in his death. Lady Macbeth learned that guilt over the murders did not ever leave her. Macduff learned that his fear, remember he ran away, resulted in the death of his family. Macduff's revenge ended up killing Macbeth. Macbeth's disloyalty to the king, who had been good to him, was the first step in destroying his entire life and legacy. All of these sentences refer to specific characters in the text and what they learned about the topics that were covered. But I want to write a theme that can apply to anyone. I'm going to just take this first one. Macbeth learned that his quest for power destroyed his family and ended in his death. Remember, my theme sentence should not include any characters' names from the story or pronouns that refer to them. So taking away Macbeth's name and his pronouns and reworking the sentence into a lesson that can apply to anyone, a possible theme is, the quest for power can destroy people. If you notice, it's a complete sentence and it is something that's universal. It can apply to anyone. But a key component to identifying the theme is to ask yourself, can I support this theme with evidence from the text? In other words, are there specific examples I can pull from the story that support this lesson? In this case, yes, I can. Macbeth's desire for the power that the witches prophesied about led him to make poor decisions in order to gain that power. And I can look back through the drama and see specific examples of his quest for power and how it brought about destruction. So now it's your turn. Think about a topic that was covered in the story. You can use the list that I've provided you, or think of other emotions or strong actions that stood out to you. Brainstorm ways that the characters showed those emotions or how the topic impacted the characters in the story. Write a theme sentence that expresses that idea. Remember, keep it free from character names or specific story details. Then verify that you can back up your theme with specific text evidence. Finally, write a short paragraph that tells your theme and explains the evidence that supports the theme. Write in complete sentences and reread your work to make sure it makes sense.